Want to get started with loose parts play and invitations to play, but feel like you need high-priced items or 100 different pieces? I'm going to show you how to use the same 10 everyday items that you already have to create 5 invitations to play that will engage all the learning domains. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Veronica Green, your early years consultant and mentor for passionate early years educators. On this channel, I'm going to inspire you and support you to confidently educate with creativity and connection by simplifying your planning, understand behaviors, and curating your early learning environment to work for you and the children. And I do all of this with loose parts play. So what is an invitation to play? Well, it's simply that, an invite for children to explore, to be curious about the materials, to be allured in, and then to be able to freely move about, explore, and dive into their theories. We're going to see how to use these 10 loose parts and be able to create 5 simple invitations to play that will engage all of the different learning domains. But if you're new to loose parts, make sure to check out the Getting Started with Loose Parts video as I go over exactly what they are and 3 of the common misconceptions that many educators have, like only small pieces. Here's our first invitation to play, and it's with Play-Doh. I find this to be the easiest way to introduce loose parts play for children because it can be used across all ages. Now, I like using homemade Play-Doh for under 3s because then it allows them the opportunity to taste and it's safe for them. In fact, I still use homemade Play-Doh for our son who is 7 because he has many oral sensitivities. Play-Doh is a great place to start with loose parts play because many children already have previous experiences with it, and it can help take away the adult pressure to see what children are going to make compared to what you may have seen while scrolling on Pinterest for loose parts play ideas. Here's your first bonus tip. Use mirrors. Now these are acrylic mirrors from IKEA. You can take them outside, you can tape them down onto a table or to the floor, and they provide a really cool extra experience for the children while they're creating with the Play-Doh. Invitation to play number 2 involves exploring numeracy. These same 10 loose parts that we've already used have many opportunities to explore math concepts such as sorting, grouping, patterns, lining up, counting, and more. Pairing your invitation to play with a book such as this one will allow children to spark their curiosities to explore numeracy while they're playing. Bonus tip. Many of these actions, such as the lining up and the sorting and the grouping, are very much related to schema play, as well as other actions like throwing and dumping. Now, if you want to learn more about schema play, let me know in the comments below and I can make a video on that. Here's our third invitation to play, and this is exploring the idea of transient art. Transient art allows you many opportunities to mess about with the items, explore different problems that come up, and engage with all of the social aspects. And this is a wonderful way to also introduce loose parts play to children. I created this invitation to play and create art on the floor for a group of children and to encourage gross motor skills such as balancing, lying on your stomach, crossing the midline to build core muscles. The creativity in this invitation to play is endless. And imagine seeing yourself while creating on top of the mirror. Here's another bonus tip. Now, oftentimes when you're creating transient art, it isn't possible to save the spaces, to save their art. Here's an idea. You can ask the children to be involved in documenting their art that they have created by taking lots of photos and videos and creating some documentation around it. Or if possible, you can designate a space where you can save their creations as well. And even putting like a little placeholder sign is something that's helpful for all the children in your setting to know that these pieces are being saved. Moving on to invitation number 4. Now this is exploring literacy. But wait, you're probably thinking, no, this is more looking like house or dramatic area. But I actually find this spot to be a hot spot for literacy development. Children act out their everyday stories here, which is huge for language and communication development. They use rich language to fill their stories, and the play is limitless. Here's another bonus tip. Using loose parts that have a variety of different textures, weights, sounds, colors, maybe even tastes, all provide a variety of sensory stimulation, which children need to be able to self regulate during their play. If you are needing support with behaviors, make sure you check out the video 3 Senses to Help with Regulation as we dive a lot more into that. Here's our last invitation to play, and this one focuses on the building area. And I find that children are naturally drawn to the building area quite often. Adding in loose parts will take their buildings, creations, and stories to deeper levels, creating opportunities for higher level thinking, problem solving, and social interactions. Combining loose parts such as boxes, wood cookies, fabrics, along with traditional block area materials allows children to dive deeper into their theories, but it's also providing lots of sensory stimulation naturally into their play. And here's your final bonus tip. This is also another great way to introduce loose parts to children by using the areas they're already naturally going into. When combined with familiar items, this can help, but be patient. Sometimes it can take a few days for the children to engage with the new materials in the area. If you want more ideas of what to collect and to use in your invitations to play, simply click the link right now on your screen or go to the description and enter your email address, and I'll send over the free loose parts guide with lots of inventory lists to inspire you. Now that you're ready to start setting up invitations to play, let's make sure that you know exactly what loose parts play is and how it can benefit your role. So watch this video on your screen next, where I'll share with you key pieces of not so boring theory about how loose parts can benefit children's development, your role as well, and that everyone gets to enjoy the magic of loose parts play.